Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Also, we've been the home of the props. NFL Week 12 player props coming your way. And I appreciate you guys putting your trust in me week in and week out. And the fact we were able to scrounge out 2 winning props in that Bills-Texans game is a testament to what we're doing. Let's get to Week 12. Let's get to the props with a full slate. First prop, Bijan Robinson. Under 82.5 rushing yards. And I get it. You don't want to fade a player with this type of athletic ability. We know the Falcons are going to try to keep it on the ground. Their offensive line can't pass block. Drake London's out. Kirk Cousins in. They're going to be in the pistol. But, I just haven't seen this Bijan Robinson explosion coming. I mean, we all thought he would be closer to Barry Sanders, Adrian Peterson type in this league, and maybe it's because he plays for the Falcons, but it just hasn't came off. And last reason why I like this prop, this Saints defense, they're not talented. There's not a lot of dogs, especially when you look at the depth of this defense, but every single week they put in a shift, and they're very good against the run game. Give me Bijan Robinson under 82.5 rushing yards. I actually like his receiving props more if you wanted to go that direction, to go over for him, but under the 82.5 rush yards. The unders hit. They're not sexy, but they hit. Next prop, we're going to Monday Night Football. Get this in early. We got Ted McMillan. Over 63.5 receiving yards against the 49ers. And we've been picking on this 49ers defense the whole year. And it's not because Robert Saleh or the coaching. The coaching's been excellent. The fact that he's been able to paper over the cracks that is this 49ers defense has been amazing. But injuries do catch up, and there's vulnerabilities. And you always worry with the Ted McMillan props, even though we've been successful riding him this year. You worry about Bryce Young. You worry about Canales throwing enough. But I think we'll see the Panthers air it out. And the last question to you is, if Ted McMillan doesn't get catches, who gets catches for the Carolina Panthers? That's the big question. They're going to Ted McMillan, and they're going to him often. I'm going over the 63.5 receiving yards. By the time this gets to Monday night, man, this is going to be 69.5, 68.5. Next prop, and this is one I agree with Coop on Discord with, and this is a good find by him. I got Chase Brown. Under 60.5 rushing yards. And this is one we were really riding early in the year. And then he had that renaissance mid-year. But give me Chase Brown under 60.5. And you guys know I'm not in love with this Patriots roster other than Drake May and other than the coaching. But one thing that the Patriots do well is they stay in their run fits, and they're very good against the run game. And this Bengals offensive line's playing better. We could see Burrow come back. We don't know if that Joker card is going to hit on Sunday morning. I'm looking forward to it. But one thing I'm looking forward to is this Patriots front seven taking away Chase Brown, and the Bengals are going to need to throw it a lot. Give me Chase Brown under 60.5 rush yards. Next prop, same game. Let's go Stephon Diggs over 59.5 receiving yards. It just depends how you want to peel this onion. I mean, maybe the onion metaphor is wrong, but one thing that stinks is the Bengals defense, and it just comes down to, like, how do you want to get against it? Do you want to go Drake May overs? They're really inflated, and we already did that earlier in the year with a lot of success, but I think we're buying a little bit high on those. We could go Hunter Henry. His prop is low, but I think Stephon Diggs is the best option here. Bengals defense is the worst in the NFL, in my opinion. They can't stop anyone. Drake May's going to get his yards, and the yards have to go to someone. And I think Stephon Diggs is the safest set of hands and the safest route runner that Drake May can rely on. And also, I still think Stephon Diggs has enough explosion to get deep for the 20, 30, 40-yard plays and pick up some yak. So I think we're really comfortable with this Stephon Diggs over 59.5 receiving yards. Let's go to Tennessee for the next prop. I'm going to go Sam Darnold under 0.5 interceptions. This is at minus 125, so try to get it in early before it ticks up. And on Patreon, this is one I used for the Dallas game against the Raiders with Dak. And I just don't think Sam Darnold is going to make any interceptions. I know this is risky because he threw 4 last week, but he's been very careful with the ball this year. And I'm not sure Tennessee's going to put him under pressure. And I also think 2 of those interceptions were really bad luck. I just think this is a proficient game from the Seahawks. Like, I don't think they're going to be too exploratory on offense. They're going to keep it simple, get the ball out of Sam's hands quick, get the ball to the running backs on the run game. Give me Sam Darnold under 0.5 interceptions. Same game, same prop, same methodology. Let's go Kenneth Walker over 59.5 rush yards. And I do have to ask my Seattle fans, like, I've never been a Chardonnay guy, and I know Kenneth Walker did a lot of stupid shit last year that was kind of like unforgivable, but I'm not sure why he doesn't get more play in this Seattle backfield. Someone needs to explain it to me. But one thing you're going to get in this game is the Seahawks running the ball and the Seahawks more than likely having the lead. And I thought going into the year, at least this Tennessee Titans defense would be proficient in their run fits, but they aren't. I just think 59.5 is a really low rushing number for Kenneth Walker. You just worry about Chardonnay getting in the mix, but I do think the Seahawks need to get fucking serious. They need to button the chin straps and understand that they got a chance to win a Super Bowl, and when you got a chance, you got to get your best guys in there, and I think Kenneth Walker's their best running back by far. Give me Kenneth Walker over 59.5 rushing yards. Next prop, and this one isn't going to be popular, so I'm going to give you guys an alternative to go with it. Let's go Jordan Love over 235.5 passing yards. I know it sounds crazy. I know Jordan Love hasn't played at the height of his game, and I know you guys have heard me many times go on rants about this Packers receiving core and just the overall rhythm and flow of this Packers offense. But we have been saying this whole year that this Vikings defense is a bit overrated. Jordan Love's been really good against the blitz, and the Vikings have been blitzing a ton this year. They just aren't getting the pressure they used to without blitzing. So I like Jordan Love over 235.5 pass yards. I don't think we're going to see Josh Jacobs, and I think it's time for the Packers to air it out. If that Jordan Love is a bit too high for you guys, go Dontavian Wicks over 24.5 receiving yards. I know Christian Watson's back and he has looked good, but I like Wicks against the Vikings. Against the Vikings, he always gets a lot of targets, and with the way Dobbs is playing, I think Wicks is the surest set of hands in that Green Bay receiving core in this Tucker Craftless world that they're playing in. So give me Love or give me Dontavian Wicks. I like Wicks running those intermediate routes against the Vikings secondary that just isn't really good. Next prop, and I love this one, and it's a little bit unconventional of what I like to do because I like to focus on yardage. But give me Brian Thomas Jr. under 4.5 receptions. This was like plus 135 this morning. And I know the Cardinals have a lot of injuries on defense, but also like Also, like, I think this Jags offense, like, they're going to work Jacoby Myers in a lot more. So I think that's going to help Trevor Lawrence. Also, Brenton Strange seems to be poised to come back. So the Jags are getting some targets back. Also, this just hasn't been Thomas Jr.'s year. I think he's missed the last few games with the ankle injury. And I do want to go back to Trevor Lawrence. He just isn't playing well. And I like us eliminating the yards from Thomas Jr. because one thing, even though I think he's played poor this year, I mean, the drop passes speak for themselves. But one thing he can do is he can get fucking 70 yards on one play. So let's take that equation out of it. Let's fade Thomas Jr. and go under the 4.5 receptions. Next prop, and this is against my fundamentals, but we've broken the fundamentals when we think a receiver is going to go off. Give me Amon-Ra St. Brown over 82.5 receiving yards. I know Jameson had a good week last week. I know Amon-Ra was fucking terrible against the Eagles, but I think he's in a bounce-back spot, and he's against a giant secondary that is allergic to covering anyone, and for all the defensive line reinforcements they brought in and all the hype, they can't get pressure. I think Goff's going to get the ball early and often to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Maybe if you don't like this, maybe if this is a bit too high for your blood or too rich for your taste, maybe go like a sneaky Khalif Raymond over because that's rather low, and someone's got to pick up those intermediate targets that Laporta is not getting. So give me Amon-Ra St. Brown in a bounce-back spot over 82.5 receiving yards. Last prop, and this has been a staple, George Pickens over 66.5 receiving yards. And I mean, man, it's just been a stable diet of George Pickens this year, and I trust him. And CeeDee Lamb's number is a little bit lower than it used to be, but I just like Pickens working against this Eagles secondary. I think he's got a better matchup. I think there's a better situation for him. So give me George Pickens over 66.5 receiving yards. And come on, you guys know you're going to be watching them boys against the Philadelphia Eagles. Really fucking good game. Let's go, guys. Friday night show, Friday night live call-in show will be 6 p.m. Eastern time. I appreciate the messages. I appreciate the support. Hit the like button. Share the damn videos. It's so important to share the videos. Don't be greedy. We've been making this money with the props. Don't be greedy. Share it with a friend. Tell a friend. Let's get this money. Have a great weekend.